A very good evening, everyone, and welcome to Berani Bersama Conversations with myself, Rashid, Salleh. What is Berani Bersama? It is a community effort by Malaysian personalities and creative individuals who will give us, the audience, a chance to interact with the community and will help elevate and boost morale of our family and friends at home. Now, this effort is for us to share our knowledge, skills, and ability via social media, and more importantly, to raise awareness as well as monetary contributions towards MERCY Malaysia's COVID-19 Pandemic Fund. Of course, for more information, please do log on and donate to www.launchgood.com slash Berani Bersama MY. Now, we've got a couple of comedians for this half hour. We promised you we're going to get Juliana back, and we will get her back. But first, I'd like to introduce you this man who was the Halal Foodie host. He was, if you don't know him, he was Mr. Potato, and he's arguably, I'm going to say arguably, the biggest comedian in Malaysia. So please welcome one of the hosts of the Papi and Grumpy Show. Hey, Papi Zak, how you doing?
Hey, hola, what's up, Rashid? How you doing, man?
I'm all right. How's it been?
Okay lah, just breaking fast only.
That's what I said.
With my favorite cup.
Okay. Okay. They apparently they will win the league. So they've been given the crowd. All right. And as we promised, we're going to bring her back because she was the gods of the internet couldn't really get her in last time. So this time she finally got a hotspot. So the hot and slow, no, she's okay now and fast now. Juliana Heng. There we go. Hey, we've got her back. You're welcome. But your hair hasn't changed in the last 3 hours. So yes, it is you.
Yeah, prepare. It's all about preparing, Juliana.
Okay, obviously we've all done our various things during the MCO, and to be honest, Papi, I've been stalking yours and Kevin's show now and again, and seeing what you guys been talking about, and it's been quite a varied show over the last several days. You have had some that you cancelled because you had apparently SHT to do, right?
Yeah. Well, since they lifted the MCO, some jobs that were pending before when the MCO was implemented freed up. So it was like they had to do it this week because Raya is just around the corner. So we went up, but practicing safe social distancing.
I was going to say safe sex, but it's safe social distancing. No. Right, Juliana, just very quickly. We talked about earlier. I obviously couldn't listen before this about your London trip, right? Yeah. So, what did you gain out of that trip? From you talked about the weather and the difference in people and of a lot of Mat Sallehs there, obviously. But what did you learn overall when you came back?
I will say that firstly, the world is so much bigger than what I imagined, and then second thing is also there's so much to progress in terms of comedy. There are two types of gigs in UK. One type is you go to the underground bar, and there's only 3-4 people over there, and they are actually the comedians' partners. Most of them are. So those kind of gig is a lot of them. They just go up there and they'll just tell stories more like it. So they don't really tell much joke. They are very relaxed, But when you go to places like the Comedy Store, that's where all the monsters of comedy are. They are just insane. It's I think within 3 to 5 seconds, they get a laugh. I was like, how did they do that? How can they perform and write in such a way that they can get so much of laughter, especially in a crowd where they are drunk and they heckle? So they are very good crowd controllers.
So it was a great experience for you to be able to just witness that and then see how they do their sets and everything else as well, right?
Yeah.
Now talking about big Papi, so you guys decided to do the Papi and Grumpy show online. When did you guys decide to do that? Because were you guys as you said, no more, everything was cancelled or postponed. Did you decide to do that together, or was it something that had already been planned?
I think it was Kevin's idea of just being there for the people who have nothing to do or like stuck at home. We wanted to still contribute our talents as comedians, and just like, you know, something for people to just relax and just watch, you know, not think have to think so hard about it, you know, but and in turn like have a good laugh. So at the end of the day, Kevin and I, we're just about making people laugh. That's what we want to do, and that's what you can expect from our show tomorrow. It will be more of a structured show than our usual
ones.
4 p.m. ones, and it'll be, I think it'll be less provocative.
Well, less grumpy maybe.
No, the grumpy part it must maintain, but
more from Kevin than you.
Yes. You give him five. It takes him 5 seconds to get grumpy.
Oh, apparently somebody said that, you know, that cup is censored. You can't put a Liverpool cup on on there.
Oh, Manchester United supporters.
I don't know. I'm just like, you know, I don't shoot the messenger. I'm just a messenger.
It's okay.
Rugby man. Oh, and the producer said Chelsea, not Manchester.
Still. You suck.
So, Juliana, what can the audience expect later on? What are we, you know, what are you using, like stuff that you've done before? Are we like going to be hearing some new stuff, or is it a combination of both?
I will say that it is a combination of both, because firstly I'll be doing my regular materials on my autism, and also I will be doing spoken word as well. Yeah, so spoken word is like poetry. Yeah, but I don't rhyme, so I don't want to say that I'm a poet because I don't rhyme. Yeah, so. But the thing is, it really depends. It's like, for me, if let's say there are suddenly, if the god of comedy is with me, suddenly I figure out something that I might throw in. But that is not a very common occurrence for me yet. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, you know, how do you feel about performing in front of, you know, because this is an open question to both of you. You know, we're doing stand up, you rely on an audience, a physical audience, to be able to interact. And I asked the same question with BB. How do you feel having to perform, you know, online to an audience that you've never seen? Juliana?
For me, when I perform to an audience, I mean, it depends. Like there are quite a lot of open mics I have performed throughout the MCO. So if let's say they put me in a Zoom, I think Zoom is not too bad, because at least you can hear the laughter. But to perform, to avoid like what we are going to do later on, which is the live show for Berani Bersama, then that will be a bit challenging. So I have to rely on something, I call it the inner metronome. You know, like, so it's like tuck, tuck, tuck. So it's like, because I've performed some of the jokes online before. I mean, either on Zoom or either in real life before. So I kind of know, like, okay, this joke should last me about 5 seconds or 2 seconds or 10 seconds. So I rely on that timing to adjust accordingly. But if there isn't, I mean, if there is laughter, because sometimes with Zoom there is audio lag, that is a bit of an issue. I appreciate them for laughing, but there are times when you're actually performing, you thought that the joke will land, but apparently the joke didn't land because you didn't hear the laughter. Then the moment you move to your next joke, that's when they start laughing. Then you're like, oh no, you know, it's like it may screw up your timing a bit. But other than that, I think it's fun, because at least we get to keep the spirit of comedy going, especially in a time when we feel displaced. You know, like most of us, we belong. Not to say belong, I don't want to sound arrogant, I belong to the stage, you know. We like to be on the stage. But the thing is, suddenly this happened, COVID-19 happened, all of us are just displaced. There's no place for us to perform. And how to actually give us a sense of normalcy, that's to perform virtual open mic lah. Yeah, that is to make you feel a bit more, okay, I'm not so out of place now, yeah.
Well, you know, with you, Papi, I mean, you've got it's a duo. happening.
Yeah, at least
Obviously on a weekly, you've got someone to bounce off. What would happen if you were given a gig, right? An online gig by a client, which I think can happen nowadays, especially what's going. And then you're going to have to perform to a Zoom audience. How do you feel about that? And how do you prepare for that?
I think I would have to really prepare myself. Like I would do, because if you don't know, Crack House is actually holding every Wednesday they do open mic night.
That's right.
And Juliana, I didn't know if you ever did it. The
Yes,
Crack House.
I did twice.
You did twice, and there was no audience, right? It was just you performing.
The first time they actually put the audience in, but because of the audio lag, their laughter come in a few seconds later. Yeah.
Right. And I get it. Like you need the feedback. You need the laughter. But with what we've been dealt with, this has to be like the new norm for stand up. I mean, I see so many snippets, TV shows, like even on YouTube, where comedians out there, like starting out. We're kind of lucky because there's certain levels of comedians that can still bring in corporate jobs, but then there's comedians like who are starting out, who's a regular at open mics. They don't have anything else.
That's right.
So these, like, going online, even though there's no feedback or anything, that would be the new norm. And I would be nervous as if I was doing stand up for the first time again, if because I haven't done it yet. And props to you, Juliana, for doing stand up, virtual stand up. But yeah, it's something that I've been dreading to do, but I think I have to step up, because things are the way they are. It is what it is. We must flatten the curve. So in order to do my part, this is what I have to adapt to.
So how long will it take until you've actually get the courage to do this, or are you just gonna think about it first, talk to other people, Juliana's done it, and she's already got the experience. But Juliana, I'll ask you in a bit there. But when do you think you're going to pick the courage to do it first, though?
I'm still working out the kinks, because I know that if to do stand up just like how we normally do it in clubs, it's not going to really work. There's got to be more of a entertainment factor besides just saying it to playing background and mic holding a mic. It's this. I've been watching some comedians. They've been actually dressing up the place as if it was a club, and they make it seem like it's in a club. Having that whole feel. It's kind of, it gives the audience who's watching they're watching it in the club. So certain aspects ambiance works into play, and then things that you cannot do so much on stage that you can translate better when you're on screen. I'm still trying to figure that out, and once I got my notes all together, then maybe I'll try.
So Jules, you've done it, okay? So having that virtual feel already experience, and that's good. But moving forward, do you guys think this is going to be? I know they say it's a new norm, but when it does open up, the MCO is eased, and they still say you still can't have too many people.
Yeah.
You're gonna have 10 people in the audience. Would that still be better than doing it virtual, do you think, Juliana?
I still feel that anytime performing to a physical person is better than online. It's it's 10 people, but still better than nothing. It will take time to reach the normal of last time, where we can pack up about 100 people, 200 people to a room. It's that's not going to happen anytime soon. But always better to have someone to bounce to, because comedy is a lot about energy. So if, let's say, the energy is a bit hard to go through the camera, it gets a bit diminished somehow, through the internet connection. And for someone like myself, who is always having a bit of a gamble with the internet, Like there are certain days, like now I'm doing well, I'm happy, thank God for helping me. But there are times it's like, yeah, it's like I always say that I have more confidence now. I dare to say I have more confidence in my jokes than the internet connection. Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Nice,
But
nice.
you know what, guys, you know, this because this MCO has really thrown up some new things in terms of comedy. I mean, Papi, I mean, she again, I keep on harping about it, but do you think it will give birth to a whole new group of virtual comedians?
Oh yeah, definitely. With when things, when evolution happens, new things will pop up, and you will see like a rise in YouTube stars and more influencers. Like they can just start off as just normal, live stream talk with my friends, but then when their content is solid and they have something that really attracts people and people will talk about it, say, hey, check out my friends, right? People will naturally be drawn in, and the future of media it will always be on the phone. We'll watch movies on the phone or watch clips on the phone, and it's no surprise. Like when Russell Peters blew up, he blew up because of YouTube and people were sharing it. And yeah, I think that's the next new norm. Everybody's gonna watch it on their phones.
That's going to be really, really interesting because, like I said, you just never know after MCO, suddenly there's a whole load of comedians. But here's the thing, though. If those virtual comedians do well and then they're asked to go on stage in real life, how do you think they would react? Because you guys have that experience and they don't. This is where I'm going to. So what do you think, Juliana? Do you think they'll be able to survive? Because you know what stage fright is all about. Whether you're a comedian, whether you're an actor, do you think, because there's been so used to just interacting with a screen, with an audience from the screen, suddenly you see them physically. What do you think? So I'll ask you first, Juliana. How do you think they'll react?
I will say it really depends on the personality of the person. Because if the person is someone who is like, never mind lah, langgar je lah. It's like, it's okay, let's go and try. I mean, it may not work because stand-up comedy is like, it's a skill. It also comes with joke writing. And if let's say you just go up there and just talk, it will be very different because these are all people who are strangers and they have made time to go to the comedy club to watch you perform. So they may not laugh at your jokes or your funny words so easily. So they just go up there, just tell jokes, and then if let's say it doesn't work, go home, never mind, it's okay. But if let's say you're the type of person who is very cautious, then you may not just say, oh, let me think first. I won't just go up stage straight away. They might want to do their research first. That means maybe write down some decent jokes first before they even try, because that's to save them from the heartache lah. Because some people are a bit more cautious. The moment you go on stage, you get like silence, you get scared, then you may not come back again. Yeah.
Right. So, Papi, so you look at the scenario, right? They always say like those guys. I think that there was a film on it. Like, this guy does esports racing. He's really well. Comes number one, and then he gets invited to drive a real F1 car. It's like that. Is it like that, or do you think comedians will?
Well, I don't know if I can use this example, but I know gamers who excel in the first-person shooter, like Call of Duty games, like Counter-Strike. They actually get put in like a proper army simulation kind of thing, and they score bigger than like people that come in from boot camp because they have that pew knowledge. But I don't know. I agree with what Juliana says. It's all up to the personality of the person, the talent. You have to have some sort of like, I guess, talent to be presentable on not only in front of a video, but in front of the stage. So in terms of like your personality coming through, it would always come through. And this, for me, it's more like you will. I know this one YouTuber. He's famous for doing all these short like 15-second clips, and Vine clips. He does vlogs. Very funny guy. Opened up for one of our prominent comedian. He did an open mic once, and he didn't do so well. But the only reason he got last was because of his personality. It was because people knew who he was, right? Then he opened up for another person, and he prepared for it. And he actually didn't like take it very lightly. Like he actually learned from his first experience, and then when he opened, he really killed. Like he understood the skills to be a good stand-up, or what it takes to write good jokes. So it's all about trial and error, and people who come, these comedians who come up from like this age, I think they can exceed. It's just a matter of putting in the work. That's it. If you can put in the work, then you can be successful.
So in some ways they'll probably pick it up faster because they've done it, but on a virtual thing. But now it's just getting the physical experience of being able to do it as well.
Exactly.
So before this, as you said at the beginning, a lot of event companies were hiring you guys, and you're getting jobs and all that. Do you think after this, Juliana, event companies going to be a bit more cautious about hiring you guys again, because obviously budgets and all that might have been cut, because they will say more important things in life than entertainment, and we know entertainment budgets always get cut first. So what are your thoughts?
I think it's all about, it all boils down to what they want the entertainment for. Because if they see it as an essential part of their program, like let's say like I remember Joanne Kam recently mentioned in an interview that sometimes maybe when they have conferences like training, sometimes they may want to break the monotony by having a virtual comedian, just like hire Joanne to go up there and tell some jokes for 20 minutes. After that, they will resume to their seminar. So if let's say they see it as a need still, but of course they cannot pay Joanne her usual rate lah. It's like maybe lesser because it's not a live show. But at least it is still a win-win situation. I mean, you did not spend so much, but at the same time, Joanne as a comedian still gets paid, and then so that his life is still able to be rather normal in spite of everything that's happening out there.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna have to let you go because I know you've got to go off soon and get yourself prepared. So have a good show at 8:30.
Thank you so much, Rashid. And
You're
Papi.
welcome. So guys, have a good show. Don't forget to catch her in about less than 10 minutes because it's going to be great. And like I said, have a good show and see you on this page again very, very soon.
Thank you.
So prep well.
What's your show?
Later. Yeah. 7 minutes time. Bye bye.
In 7 minutes time.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Take care. All right.
Actually, I was wondering like where the show was like.
On this page.
Channel? Oh, on this page.
Yeah, that's why we've got like a few more minutes. But like moving forward, again, Juliana gave us that answer, which was, and obviously, there's two things I'm going to be asking you, because one is, do you think there's going to be less work for you guys? And two, you guys started an online show. Do you think you can monetize that? So there's two parts of that question.
Okay. Entertainment would be very essential, no matter what field it is. Entertainment will always be essential. You need music, you need arts, you need it's a platform to be creative. But as you said, I feel like entertainment budget will be cut by a lot, so we must make do with what we can get. Hopefully that stand up or arts can be more appreciated, but like I said, we're learning to adapt. We are willing to go with the budget cuts, and then we're willing to fight. I want to go.
I know. It's Ken Inang from Ales and Lager. He wants to buy Mr. Potato after looking at you. Sorry, I had to put that one up. Sorry, throw you off your train of thought.
No. But yeah, no. We're willing to go with it, and for us, we're always trying to find ways to monetize our shows. If we can get sponsors in, we'd be great. Hola.
Oh, Mr. Potato, hello, hola.
We'd love it. We'd love it. You know, and it's a win-win for us. You know, we get to be entertaining you, and then we get some sort of monetary, expenses from it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very, very important.
Yeah.
I mean, on another note, before we go off, of course, we're doing this Berani Bersama Conversations as part of a community effort by our Malaysian personalities, such as Papi Zak and creative individuals who will give us a chance to interact with the community and also boost our morale. Plus, more importantly, we want to raise awareness as well as monetary contributions towards the MERCY Malaysia COVID-19 Pandemic Fund. So please donate. Log on to www.launchgood.com/Berani Bersama MY. Your show, on the last piece. So
Yes.
You said it's going to be more structured. What's the theme of the show?
It's a talk show. You'll see two guys, two different opinions about a certain subject, and then we're gonna play like agony uncles. So we need you, the audience, to maybe jump on in and just ask any questions. We will answer all the questions. We have some set questions given to us previously. So we're gonna address them on air, and of course, knowing Kavin, you'll get colorful answers.
Answers. Yeah. So you can watch that on the Papi and Grumpy show on their Facebook, as well as I think on our Berani Bersama page. So you're gonna get a much wider audience as well. So I really am looking forward to that. I probably will stalk it again and see what you guys are doing.
So if I say hi, don't need to stop, bro. Don't be creepy.
Well, once in a while I do say hi, but you guys have been so busy talking that I'm just like, okay, then I'll say okay, never mind. But there's quite a few guys replying anyway, and every other time that I've seen you guys, it's like, you're getting a nice audience build up. So
cheers, man.
Very nice to have, and it's different, because not everyone gets to be Grumpy and Papi.
That guy, I don't know. It's like blood vessel pop.
I know what happens when you're a Manchester United fan. You guys haven't even talked about that Liverpool Man U conversation yet, because
no. We addressed it the first ep of Papi Grumpy show. But if you want us to bring it back, we have some COVID-19 conspiracy theories, and I just put it out here, guys. Who started it? Manchester United fans. Think about it. Manchester couldn't take Liverpool having all that glory, lifting that cup. They say, "Oh, we'll wait until they are 3 games into it. Like they had to win 3 more games, and then we'll just hit them with the virus. And cut the league."
Okay. On that note, we're gonna cut it there because we're gonna have Juliana coming on soon. But thank you very much, Papi, for coming on. Don't forget to catch you guys at 4:00 tomorrow. Friday, the 9th of May, 4 p.m. Both on the Papi and Grumpy show, as well as here on our Berani Bersama page. So thank you, guys. Good night. Selamat berbuka. Papi, I hope you get more food after this. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye and good night, guys.